Today we're in Nivelles, Belgium and gonna visit a place called Dis Moi Où. This place is run and operated by chef Nicolas Michiels and has a bib gourmand and has been open since 2008. It's a cozy neighborhood restaurant that serves up classical French dishes. They are also highly recommended by the locals. The dining room is quite modern and has an open kitchen where chef is both cooking and serving his guests. They have quite the extensive a la carte menu, and my eyes get captured by the riz de veau together with morels and a truffle sauce. Riz de veau or veal sweetbreads is an organ meat found in the throat. It has a slight gamey flavor and is truly delicious to eat. Please like and subscribe. That will help me on my journey of reviewing more restaurants. Thanks. The first thing to arrive at the table was a small amuse-bouche. This was a truffle and parmesan creme brulee. It was a generous touch from the kitchen, and you might not always expect to have an amuse-bouche in a restaurant like this, so it was very welcomed. The flavors were very subtle, and you can definitely taste both the truffle and the parmesan flavors here. It was good, but it was a little bit too set for my liking. I believe if they had used maybe a little bit less of egg yolks or something else, just to have a little bit smoother texture on it. But overall it was good, and it was for free, right? The bread serving was already on the table when I arrived. It consisted of two different kinds of bread, both based on sourdough. There was both olive oil and butter to choose from with your bread. I chose the butter, and there was a container within a container, which I found a little bit odd. However, the bread was of decent quality and the butter also, so it was nice. For a starter, I took the Foi Gras, which was fried and came together with some puff pastry filled with apple and a reduction of bagnole, which is kind of a French dessert wine. It was a very generous portion, and as you can see, I mean, two big slices of foie here. I think that the quality of the foie was really good. It's not often that you have fresh foie gras coming out at this quality in a restaurant like this, so really great on that side. Puff pastry, crisp and nice, apple giving some fruitiness to it, and the sauce also some complexity further in the dish. However, I was lacking a little bit of acidity overall here, and it became a little bit too fat to eat the whole dish at the end. Moving on to the main course of the meal and the dish that I was looking forward to the most. Fried veal sweetbreads with a truffle sauce and some fried morel mushrooms. It was a beautiful dish to look at, and you can also see here that it was some potatoes and it was also a tagliatelle of some fresh vegetables, and it was just very appealing and I couldn't wait to dig in. The sweetbreads were cooked just right, not too much, and the flavor was very mild. Plenty of morel mushrooms, complexity in the truffle sauce. Again, not using a truffle extract. Here was, real truffles that you use, which is bringing that more earthy flavor than a perfumed flavor. And then you had some textural elements from the tagliatelle of the vegetables and the potatoes. A really great main course to eat, and I just wish I had a better wine to drink with it. However, keeping with the wine, so I ordered a glass of red wine for this dish, and when the waiter came to serve me that glass, he had, maybe a half a glass left in the bottle. So after he served me the glass, he left the bottle on the table and hinting me that I could enjoy the last bit of the bottle as well. And these kind of gestures, they just make your evening. Small touches, it doesn't cost a lot for the restaurant, but it brings so much value. So something that I will remember for a long time and very appreciated. For dessert, I went with profiteroles and chocolate sauce with vanilla ice cream. Now, I couldn't see this dessert in the full menu that I was presented in the beginning of the evening, but it was on the dessert menu card, and if I see profiteroles, I normally take it. It's one of those dishes that is so hearty and fulfilling to eat, and I mean, if it's done well, it's a 10 out of 10. The chocolate sauce came on the side, and I had the pleasure of pouring that myself over the filled chew pastry on my plate. This was really good. Really nice texture of the vanilla ice cream, really smooth and nice, and the hints of vanilla were just right. Deep chocolate flavor in the chocolate sauce using a high quality dark chocolate. And the chew pastry crispy, and you can tell it has been baked just a couple of hours before it been served. Really good. So what did I think about my visit to this restaurant? Well, I mean, if I had this neighborhood restaurant where I live, I would be there all the time. I mean, it's such a nice atmosphere, friendly staff, good food, and just a great place to hang about. My favorite dish of the evening was the riz de veau, the sweetbreads. I mean, it's just a generous plate. I mean, it's an expensive ingredient to use, and of course, I mean, they charged a fair price, I think, for it. But it was hearty flavors, really well cooking, and a very nice main course to eat. But all the dishes of the meal was really good and of high quality, so I think this was a very nice restaurant to be in, and I highly recommend to visit it if you ever have your foot around Nivelles in Belgium. So if we look at the bill that came in here, I paid 82 euros for the full meal with drinks here, and I think that that's a pretty fair price. I mean, there was a lot of ingredients used here with the foie gras and the riz de veau, which we know cost a lot of money, so I think the value for this was fair, and I wouldn't expect any other price on them. So for the scoring of this restaurant, I'm gonna put 85 points across all the criterias here. So that goes for the food rating, service rating, and the value rating. It was a very good restaurant to visit. Thanks guys for watching this video, and I hope to see you next time, and don't forget to subscribe and like the channel. Thank you.